YouTube, it's Brian Phillips again. We flew this 750 millimeter little Volantex P-51 the other day. It was kind of windy and crappy, and I felt like it might have been a little bit rushed. We did break the gear off and scrape the belly a little bit on this air scoop, but just wanted to show you what it does in decent weather. It's a little bit gusty, but just real light gusting, and it's fairly comfortable out. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to fly it with the bigger pack today too. This is what it comes with, a 500 milliamp 2S pack. This is a 850 milliamp hour 2S 25C. This is only 20C, and that's you know, of course, going to have your JST connector on it, just like the stock one here. So you can get these at Banggood. I'll put a link to the bottom. This is from Zop. I've done a couple of reviews with Zop batteries, and I've been waiting to be severely disappointed, and really they've just worked out well. So whatever, I'm going to keep using them. So without further ado, I have to probably try to get this to work because it doesn't seem to be responding. So we'll get into the battery and just plug it in quick. This plane is a little bit challenging to plug in. I've heard a couple other guys complain that that's true for their experience too. So I can hear it alive, get it level. Everything's moving now. So now that it's moving, it's found its home position. We'll go ahead and get the battery cover on. I don't know about you guys, but when you're below the weather, it's a little bit harder to get out and fly, but I was doing YouTube stuff and I said, no, I got to do it. Rudder, ailerons, elevator. Okay, so we're good. So I'm going to start in beginner. Actually, we'll do intermediate. Throttle all the way up, arms it, and then all the way back down. Oh, look at that thing. Tuskegee Airman trim scheme there. A little bit of wind from the tail there. Let's go out to the runway here, camera crew. About 50% throttle is what we're flying on right now. Dialing in a lot of rudder to try to get a coordinated turn out of it. Beautiful little thing. Trying to avoid the sun, but sorry, camera crew, I know you're gonna be mad. For those of you at home watching the filming, my wonderful wife does the filming for me. She does a very good job. It's a good thing I didn't know it when I married her, because we probably would have been doing it longer. That's out of throttle, maybe 10% throttle actually, rather. 30% throttle. As you can see, I did not break the prop when the landing gear ripped out, which is a good thing. Let's see if we can fly in the bowl here a little bit. Let's walk over to the bowl here, camera crew. The 850 milliamp pack does a lot better for the longevity of flight. But let's be honest, guys, this thing would probably do okay on 3S. I'm just not willing to blow it up yet. Because I mean, just look how easy it is to fly. This is what you guys don't understand if you don't fly. Okay, when you let go of the controls, the plane does not do that. Okay, can you get both?
Not from
That's
here.
not what happens to
Back way.
planes. They crash. Okay, so I'm out of the controls. It's just not that easy to fly a plane without all these sophisticated gyros and auto leveling and everything. And it just helps to keep the thing from tip stalling, because this plane will tip stall. Now let's see if we can get up a little bit here and go into expert. Had some people complaining about some of their performance issues in expert mode. I do feel like these controls kind of suck without the stabilization. I really wish I still had stabilization when I was in expert mode and just not auto leveling, or maybe just open up the windows so you could flip it over and stuff. Well, I mean, a lot of you guys are way better pilots than me. I think that's a major misconception somehow. They're like, oh yeah, you're like an expert pilot. I'm not. I've been flying for 5.5 years. And I mean, I fly a lot, but there's a lot of better pilots out there.
Is it 5.5?
Is it 5.5? Or is it less?
No, that's about right.
Did I lie?
No, she'll be 6. And it was that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because she was with your parents the night we brought home the Inum, and the Sport Cub came shortly thereafter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're in expert still. I'm going to go back to intermediate. Again, not a big fan of switching modes in this plane. See the prop and the one thing I'm not fond of on this is you can see that jitter. That's a stabilizer jitter. And then I'm not a big fan of having the elevator bank angle limited in intermediate. I'd prefer to be able to run full elevator, because like right now I think you can roll it over. Nope, it kind of limits you there too. See, it limits you on both directions, and then up, that's all the way up. Maybe it's just weak. I don't know. It did let me sort of flip over. But what a beautiful day compared to the last time we filmed this. And
yeah,
what a beautiful trim scheme. I mean, I was complaining about the landing gear the other day when I was unboxing it, but to be honest with you, it's kind of grown on me. Some of the racing P-51s that are out today have what appears to be a little bit more stout landing gear. I don't know why that is. Sorry, camera crew. I'm going to come in and shoot an approach here.
okay.
Woo! That's one of the things you're not going to like about this plane, guys. What happens is the stabilizer, the gyro learns the home position. Let's show them this at home real quick. There's no throttle cut, so I always go for my beginner mode, and it's not actually going to do anything. You got it laying on the ground, and since it's a tail dragger, the tail's down, so it likes to fly with this angle of attack. If you want to fix that, put it on your foot, or maybe lift it up a little bit higher like this. Now watch what I do. Hold those sticks down. Come on now. It's not wanting to do it. I'm going to go back to beginner. Okay, shut it off. Something you normally wouldn't do with an airplane. Turn it back on. It's bound. Okay, now that's the new home position. So let's see, all the way up for throttle, all the way down, arms it. Okay, now we're gonna walk around here. We're gonna try to take off. And you'll notice it's flying straighter. For me, that's a big deal. I'm also in beginner mode. I gotta flip the switch. There we go, intermediate. And you'll notice that staunch resistance to my input from the elevator, similar to what happened on the S720. Kind of a wiggly. I did not experience that. Woo! See what I'm talking about, guys? Just really doesn't want to let me do those fine-tuned corrections, but what a beauty. Getting into the throttle just a little bit. Okay, I feel like I might be losing juice, so let's land. Trade me spots there, camera. Thank you. Okay, coming in, we're gonna try to glide this in a little better this time. Out of the throttle. Flare and bouncy woundskins. But you know what? It's on the ground. Now, if you guys have this little plane by Volantex, I just want to tell you this. Okay, you've already seen it fly twice by me, knowing that I'm not, you know, some expert pilot. I mean, I fly a lot, but I'm not an expert. It flies pretty easy. The biggest problem with this plane, and I'm going to tell you this 100 times, if you get this as your first plane, plan on breaking the gear, plan on breaking the nose, the prop, and getting this spinner off is very hard. You will get it cold, it will break. And then you're gonna have kind of an ugly P-51. So my recommendation, as with most times, get a high wing trainer. Volantex makes this in a sport cub. I'll just have to review that now, I guess. I bet it flies really good. It's gonna be a little bit slower, a little easier, and there's an auxiliary port, so you can even integrate flaps into it. Do the same thing with this, by the way. So anyway, very cool plane. Very inexpensive, 750 size class. Okay, there's the only issue I've got. 750 millimeters is kind of this ambiguous size class where it's not quite big enough for a flying field, but maybe it's a little bit too big to fly in the backyard, which I know some of you don't like that, so just bear with me. This plane is kind of in that middle space. You get into the 1 meter, 1.2 meter, and I feel like you get a lot more plane for the money. You'll be able to get into the retracts, the built-in flaps. But for bang for the buck, this thing is great. It's not a hard flying plane. You know, you're not going to be a flying snob when you first get this in the air and you're flying it. You know, my little predispositions about the way it turns and things like this, they're not going to be an issue. You're going to love it. You're going to think, I can't believe I'm doing this. Just mark my words. Go buy one. There's a link in the description below. Not sure what's going on with the shipping at Banggood right now, but I think it's going to be resolved. Chinese New Year and the coronavirus. I have no idea what's going on. So there's something going on, but the shipping is really high. I'm working on that right now. I got a contact that's trying to get us some coupon codes or something. But this thing is really fun, and I would highly recommend you get it. Maybe a second plane. That'd be safer. And I will try to get the Sport Cub or the Super Cub or whatever it is that Volantex makes in this size class, and we'll see how that one goes. Oh, secondly, you can run this on a 2-bladed prop. So if you crash and you break one of the props off, just very carefully break the opposite side off so you only have 2 blades, and you'll be surprised how well it works. In fact, it'll fly better. It'll be faster, there's less drag, and you're going to enjoy it even more. So try it sometime. Thanks for watching, guys. Brian Phillips signing out.